with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set.
On the court right now for the Cardinals, Rozier's out there with Sanders. Then it's White. Then there's Payton. And it's Mack in at the 5.
And guys, over the years, Louisville has had a reputation of being a high-flying offense. You know they'll play at a high tempo and create a lot of chances. It's just what has worked for the program for so long.
And it's White missing. Ellis outside. Over to the left wing. And it's Freak missing.
You know, Freak just hasn't been able to perform how we're accustomed to seeing him up until this point. I mean, he just hasn't been able to string anything together.
There are a lot of things that might be affecting him. You know, with his reputation, defenses will pay special attention to him, and that might be throwing him off a little bit here in this game.
Boy, he is such a ridiculous dunker.
High riser, no doubt about it.
Goodness, I mean, you come to expect plays like that from him, and folks, that never gets old.
On the court right now for the Cardinals, we've got Early. White is out there with Payton. Then there's Sanders. And it's Odom in at the point. 1:27 left here in the first half of basketball. Outside, White. Down low. Early, the pass to Odom. And White kicks it to Odom. Jumper off the screen. Louisville passing it around. 6 on the shot clock. Again, the Cardinals score. Edwards with it. It's taken away by Payton. Now the Cardinals moving it up. And Sanders gets it to go on the assist by Payton. Sanders has got his second bucket of the night. Sanders has gotten 2 of his 3 shots to go tonight. Edwards against Odom. Freak and White with the block. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Odom dishes to Payton. The feed now to Early. Here's the screen. And White kicks it to Odom. Unloads from 13. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range. So I'd have to agree with you, partner.
That one's good, and the Cardinal lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from 4. Here's Odom. And no good trying to get that. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Louisville out in front. They finish off the second quarter on a 4. Hello and welcome back. This is college basketball on 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg as we get set for the second half.
And guys, without a doubt, it's been a rough go so far here for Freak and his team. They just can't find anything to capitalize on consistently thus far.
And Greg, I'm anticipating plenty of adjustments from the coach. But I tell you what, when it comes down to what happens in the second half, it's about the players executing. A few quick baskets right out of the gate, and it's anybody's game.
Freak, he's in at 3. Edwards is out there with Ellis. Then it's Turner, and it's Ford in at the power forward. And for Louisville, White is out there with Payton. Then there's Sanders, and it's Mack in at the 5 down low. Sanders passes to Payton. Here's Rozier. Edwards defending. Here's White. Shot is off. Now Texas takes it the other way.
I think it's safe to say that the most notable Longhorn of all time is Kevin Durant. Only spent 1 year there, but that's all the time he needed to leave his mark on the program.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well.
Cardinals leading by 3. And we've seen Durant go on and do great things in the NBA, but he had that one magical season with the Longhorns.
Yeah, you go back to his freshman year, he was player of the year. The first freshman to achieve that status. Absolutely dominated in every way on the floor. You knew the NBA was in his future immediately.
So on the floor for Texas, Freak in its small forward. Ellis is out there with Edwards. Then it's Turner. And it's Ford in at the 4. Outside, White. Here's Matt. Turner covering. Matt dishes to Sanders. Rozier the pass to White. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And Louisville leads by 4.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They have got to figure it out.
Here's Rozier, guarded by Ford. Rozier the pass to Matt. Banked in off the glass. Now it's a 6-point Cardinal lead. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Cardinals.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets. It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
And Louisville making a change here. Payton's checked in. Louisville leading by 3. Passes it to Matt. Here's Rozier. Turner covering. 1:16 left to play in the second half. Payton kicks to White. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got 4 assists in the game.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
51 seconds left here in the second half. Turner with the steal. And here's Edwards. At the top of the key, Turner jacks up a 3, but they recover it. He kicks it to Freak. And another shot. It's rebounded by Louisville.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the second half. And so they foul intentionally.
No doubt one of the most highly touted players on the floor is Freak. His abilities out on the wing are just phenomenal, and he is one of the few players that can dominate from that position.
And Greg, it takes a special talent to be able to control the game from the perimeter, but Freak is that kind of player. I mean, he can hurt you in so many different ways when he's left one-on-one with the defender. And he's comfortable pulling up or attacking the basket.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right. Here's Rozier. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the single bonus, and they'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Terry Rozier taking 2 shots.
And he drops the first one, and he can gather himself now and try to make it 2 in a row. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 9-point ball game here.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
So we see the Cardinals get the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion.
Hi, everyone. A pleasure to have you join us here tonight. College basketball is in the air, and we are right in the midst of all the action. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. It's the Texas Longhorns facing the UCLA Bruins.
And guys, there's just nothing quite like a packed house for a college hoop game. You hear the student section rocking and the band playing. This is pure basketball.
Greg, there's a unique energy and vibrancy with college basketball that is unique. I mean, when you get two high-profile teams meeting up with future stars making a name for themselves, I think it just adds to the excitement.
So on the floor for Texas, Freak, he's in at small forward. Ellis is out there with Edwards. Then it's Turner, and it's Ford in at the four-man position.
And guys, so many great players from UCLA in the NBA over the years. Kareem, a former Bruin. Bill Walton, also coming out of Westwood.
Texas on D.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court.
Kicks it to Roberts. Passes to Campbell. Here's Looney. Edwards defending. And he gets the bucket. Looney's got his second bucket of the night.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Here's Free. There's the dish to Roberts. There's the pick. Fresh, the pass to Looney. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim. for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
And so here's Texas. After the Bruins picking up a basket just moments ago. Edwards passes to Ford. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. The Texas Longhorns have been building their basketball program over the years. They have been on the verge of greatness for a long time.
I think Texas in general is very decorated in its athletics program. I mean, still looking for their first college basketball championship on the men's side is what they're reaching for.
And the Bruins going here with a whole new group out there.
And while the Longhorns don't have any college titles in men's basketball, they have yet to even make it to the final game of the tournament. You get the feeling it's just a matter of time.
The Bruins shooting their first free throws of the game.
Johnson. 2 shots.
And the free throw, no good. Richmond, he's checked in for Freak. The Bruins going here with a whole new group out there.
Well, you know, the Longhorns have won a lot of conference titles over the years. Their conference isn't known as a basketball power, though. The school loves their athletics, and they are intent on having a strong basketball team.
So on the floor for Texas. Freak in at the 3. Davis is out there with Hudson, and it's Thornton in at the 2.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
There's a good screen. Campbell kicks to Porter. And Davis sends it back. Dishes to Freak. There's the 3. The shot is off. UCLA trails by 3. Irving drives in. Looney passes to Free. And here is Campbell. He's guarded by Thornton. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. With 1 on the clock. So a tie game here as we finish the first half. And we'll be back. And the second half of basketball is about to get underway, folks. Welcome back to this broadcast of college basketball here on 2K Sports.
Guys, we had a tight game through the first half. I think we'll see more of the same coming out of the break.
And it's just going to take one big run for one of these teams to establish control. If we can get hot, his team has a great chance of coming away with the victory.
They've got Campbell. Free out there with Fresh, and it's Roberts in at the 5. And for Texas, Freak in at small forward. Ellis is out there with Edwards. Then it's Turner, and it's Ford in at the 4 slot. And for the Bruins, Free out there with Fresh. Then there's Campbell, and it's Roberts in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Freak. No good on the triple.
Hard to watch UCLA and not think of the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden. Not just his impact on the school, but his place in the history of basketball. He helped put college basketball on the map in a big way.
And some changes here for the Bruins. Johnson, he's checked in. And it's the Bruins with the ball. They lead by 1. Pass to Morris. Thomas a screen. Now here is Morris. Guarded closely. Here's Barton. And another miss by UCLA. The legendary John Wooden was the coach at UCLA from 1948 until 1975. And Greg, he built his program from obscurity into one of the most storied programs in the country.
Yeah, I mean, he was a fantastic coach, arguably the best of all time, and even a better person by all accounts. I mean, there's a reason why such great awards carry his namesake. And he coached a lot of the greats in terms of our game.
Here's Morris. following the bucket by Texas. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game time. Thomas drops in the layup for 2. And UCLA leads by 1.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Porter against Richmond. Inside, puts up the baby hook, and the Bruins check on 2 more.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. On the court for the Longhorns. Freak, he's in at 3. Also Hudson out there, and it's Blair in at the point guard position. And Texas will go for a different look here. Texas trails by 3.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
Good on both.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Here's Free. There's the pick to the right side. Out of bounds, Texas takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Edwards against Free. Pass to Freak. And that one's good. And Texas leads by 1.
And I'm sensing something special going on here tonight.
It certainly does have the feeling of a classic, Greg. Let's see which team is better equipped to handle the pressure.
Here's Free. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Longhorns.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition. And that's how you do it. Free throws can make a huge difference in a tight game.
And Turner kicks to Edwards. 4 dishes to Ellis. To the paint. Longhorns passing it around. And the pass to Freak. Pulls it up. Offensive rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he went through.
The spinorama, kind of like he's in the washing machine. Do you know what kind of athlete you have to be to pull off that 360?
Remarkable. Truly remarkable.
Let's call it the agitator.
I tell you what, spinorama, I like the nickname. You may have started something there.
And a miss there on the triple. The Bruins leading by 3. Feeds to Roberts. We've got 1:08 left here in the second half. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Yeah, the drive to the bucket was great, but the finger roll was even better.
There's the feed to Freak. From deep. UCLA grabs the miss.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it. I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
At the line for UCLA, Kevin Looney. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
And I'm sure he would like to have had all of those, but he's still able to pad the lead.
Here's Edwards. Connects. And now they trail by just 4. 35 seconds left in the second half of basketball. And now we've got the intentional foul. And a nice job of nailing the first one, the 1-1, so the chance now to make it 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws. Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time. Sensational pass. Even in mid-shot, he still saw the open man.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. Here is Edwards. Off the pick. Here's Freak. That 3 off the mark. And he commits the intentional foul.
Shooting for the Bruins. Tearing free. At the line for 2.
And no problem there in the first free throw. 1-1 situation, so he'll get another. And he is unable to get the second one. Richmond kicks to Thornton. Launches a 3. Buries it from outside. So it's UCLA picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for joining us. Hi, everyone. We've got a great night of college basketball hoops in store for you tonight. It's a big matchup and some big-time energy in this building, and we're glad to have you with us. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's the Michigan Wolverines and the Texas Longhorns.
And the thing you love about collegiate sports, the passion, the energy, I mean, the competitiveness and that hunger and drive to succeed and show what you have, it's really always a marvel to watch.
No doubt about it, Greg. And seeing these players out here tonight, I remember how the love for the game of basketball in those formative years when I was playing college was so invaluable. I mean, the experience you gain with excellent coaching and mentorship at this level, really a huge part of where you go with your talent.
So the Wolverines starting 5. We've got Ellis. He's out there with Smith. Jones is out there with Flash. And it's Crawford at the 2. Here's Freak. Off target from 3-point.